The views and opinions expressed on From the Mouths of Madness are that of the panel and not of the Geeks Under the Influence Network or their sponsors. Listeners, beware. I've got to see him once live.
Yeah.
How much of an asshole would I be, as it's known, if anybody listens to this podcast, that it's my favorite horror director of all time, partly also because he writes his own music for his movies, and they're fucking bangers, except for The Thing. He didn't do The Thing, but
yeah, this is like one exception.
This is one exception, right?
And you know what? He made up for it because he did Halloween 3, which he didn't direct, but he still did the music for it. So there's
now he did work with that with Alan Howe. That wasn't solely him. He did work with Alan Hawthorne.
Oh, there's so many Carpenter beats in Halloween 3.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally the first scene when the headlights turn on, it goes like the synthesizer sound. That's all Carpenter.
Alan Howarth, sorry, not Hawthorne. But yeah, I've got to go. I was contemplating flying out to L.A.
That's gonna cost you a little bit more.
Oh, it would have been a pain in my ass.
Yeah.
But I was like, it's fucking worth it. Yeah. East Coast Carpenter, baby. Woo. That's right.
I mean, if you're really committed when he does the European tour, that's when you go,
No.
No? You don't want to get all hostile?
Get hostled up?
Yeah.
There you go. Hostled up. No, I don't. I don't know if I'd have to go to like the main tourist area. I feel like
Don't trust any kids. They go, oh, there's these really cool things over here. No, they're setting up to either get mugged or hostile. All right, it's one or the other.
You mean hostled?
Yeah,
hostile.
I don't know. I'm trying to make it a verb. All right,
hostled.
Yeah, hostile.
Not hostiled.
Hostled. All right.
It's like hostile is how I'm about to get towards you.
I have learned something. If you're somewhere in Europe and they're wearing black scrubs, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Some part of your body is coming off. If they're wearing all black scrubs, I've seen a few movies.
Yeah.
And
there's a few.
Anytime there's nefarious shit going on where they're taking limbs off or torturing you, they're always wearing black scrubs.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's so they don't show the blood as much, or they can reuse them. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I mean, because did they wear it in both of the films you're talking about, or just the original? Were they wearing black in the?
They're wearing black in the one that is taking place in France.
Yes.
So I count as Europe. I don't care about the other one.
Well, I mean, it is Europe. It's France.
No. But I'm saying in the original.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. But I was going to say, were both men in the movies or people in the movies wearing black, or was it just the French one? I couldn't remember.
Just the French one.
Okay, there's another tick. God damn it.
Yep.
All right.
And as soon as I saw that, I went, "Oh shit, he's got the hostile outfit on." You're fucked.
Minus the orange apron.
That's true.
They had the badass orange apron.
I was like, you're fucked.
Was it orange apron or orange gloves? Was it a brown apron or orange gloves? Their setup was cool. Like it I don't know, man. That costume was rad.
Yeah.
I don't want to do any of the killing and flailing. Or flailing? Yeah, is that can I make that a past tense?
To flay.
To flay.
To flay.
To flay or not to flay? That is the question. All right.
I like to bluff, to play.
All right. Tonight on Killer or Filler, we're going to be talking about the 2008 French extremity, I guess we would call it.
Yeah.
Film Martyrs.
Yeah.
Versus the 2015 American remake, Martyrs. I'm Lowdown.
What's up, you knick-knack, paddywhack bitches? You understand when we start talking about the movie.
Yeah. So that the fact that was something that was memorable from the unrated or not rated American remake, and that's the first thing we think about, should tell you something about the American remake. Because you know what I think about when I think about the original French film?
Fucked up shit.
Dude, that was so hard to watch at times.
The big difference I could already say from one movie to the other is just the house invasion.
Mm-hmm.
When she's done, blood is everywhere in the house.
That's what shotguns do.
And the remake, apparently the shotgun blast contain the blood into the specific area near the character.
Mm-hmm.
It's not painted on the walls. It's not painted. It's the cleanest 4-person shotgun murder I've ever seen.
And I've also never seen
Again, for an unrated, right?
Yeah.
Where you should go, dude, we're going Evil Dead amounts of blood, poured everywhere.
Yes.
No.
It's unrated. No. This is the first time I ever saw where a shotgun at close range had left the same size hole exiting as it did entering.
Yeah.
That's also not how shotguns work. It's fucking.
They might not have cared.
But in the original, dude, like their torso was gone.
Yeah.
Like, because they showed pretty much each character from both sides at some point. Like the son was sitting there, you saw him get blown out. It blew him out of the fucking door while he was sitting in a chair in the original.
In the first one, yeah. He's the dad too. The dad is like in the hallway in the kitchen by the time he's done. This one, the dad opens the new one. He opens it and he just kind of gets shot and falls down right there. Like
he goes back a little bit,
a little bit, but he is not thrown across. Yeah,
no, and I've never been shot by a shotgun, but I'm assuming I have shot a shotgun, and there's a lot of ass.
Yeah.
So if you're not bracing and you're on the receiving end of that, you're not standing still and falling. You're fucking going.
I will say both movies, the remake definitely, the first 30 minutes is about the same.
But even there,
worse acting. With worse acting.
Yeah, and it's cleaner, and like that's one of the things that watching the 08, like right out the gate, you're kind of unsettled. Like the escape was similar, but it felt so different. Like it didn't feel, I don't know. Like it didn't feel as important in the American remake. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
It's like, what? And then it's just, the stuff at the school was roughly the same. Although it was scarier in the original. Like that scene where her hallucinations or, that whole thing.
Or you find her in the bathtub and she's all just cut up.
Oh, after the fact. Remember the first time when they show the woman that when you think there's actually a woman coming after her?
Well, right, but I'm saying before that, her first introduction to her friend is she finds her in the tub, all cut up, and then they're in the room. She puts the chair on the door, and the chair.
Oh, I thought that happened first.
No,
okay,
yeah, that's different because once the woman haunting her shows up, then it goes 15 years later, and then.
Okay.
I just watched it for the first time, which I kept hearing people talk about it. I was like, all right, I was very pleased with the original.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean,
it goes places.
That was a great thing about the original. So the woman, we found out it's hallucination, right? Because of the torture, and you eventually put your mind into place. That's the whole concept, right? Like you're trying to get to enlightenment through torture.
Yeah.
Basically. Like get past
almost
death.
A way to
get into the afterlife but still be alive. Is that their whole concept?
I think you're just strong-willed. You'll have a coping skill, and most coping skills will be create something to protect yourself from, I guess.
Yeah, but they kept saying she sees.
There's a lot of interpretational stuff that she says in the original.
But they keep talking about she sees.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what is she seeing?
I guess they had indications that the eyes were close to what all the other photos have. Where they've seen it, and I'm assuming it's nothing that I think it's supposed to be on a different plane. Like nothing that was done to them on this physical plane broke them. And they're past it now. That's what I took from it. I don't know if that's what was supposed to be. And I thought, again, there was a conversation about getting past the point where you're seeing into essentially the afterlife. I don't know. I just like that you don't really pick up immediately that that's in her head.
No. You think it's legit this crazy bitch living in the damn orphanage.
Because after she kills the family, bitch comes up and starts hacking her on her back. And I was just thinking well, she couldn't do that to herself.
No, but then you realize somehow the bitch did it to herself.
Yeah, which is pretty
dude,
amazing because she's got slash marks that I'm like, how the fuck would you take a knife around your back and get all the way down your back? That's commitment,
dude,
right
that
there.
seems hard to watch, man.
Yeah,
and she's just going at her because it's a fucking barbershop straight razor, and she's just going at her back, dude. And blood's splurting everywhere.
The box cutter and it starts at the fucking top and goes down her arm. Oh yeah,
dude,
there's so much cutting going on in this shit.
But the fact that this girl was fucking herself up like that was. Wow, but that was her that's where she broke, and that was her coping mechanism. So she wasn't the one that was going to reach that level, right?
And you don't really get the reveal that it's all in her head
not until the fucking group shows up.
Well, the things it's slamming her head.
Oh
and
yeah,
then her friend sees her just slamming herself in the head on the wall over and over again,
and cutting herself.
She's
but the older lady, when they show up, explains why.
Yeah,
it's like, is she seeing things? And da da da. You're like, oh, you dirty bitch. What about the fucking the one that they have locked down there in the in the basement of their house with the that fucking thing over her head, and she thinks roaches are all over and shit.
When they're popping off the bolts on her head to keep the Cyclops contraption. It's just metal Cyclops, all right? She doesn't have an optic blast, but if she did, she would be able to use it.
She's got basically a Cyclops helmet and then a chastity belt.
Yeah.
That's what she's got.
With barbed wire.
With barbed wire around her fucking...
I gotta say this. I don't know if the girl trying to help her out, I don't know if a hot bath with open sores and barbed wire, it's going to soothe the wounds as much.
I mean...
I think a lot more stinging going on there.
Yeah, but it probably just because it was cleaning it. Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh, but then like that scene again where you see her screaming and she runs into the bathroom or the bedroom and the girl's just trying to flail her skin off with a butcher knife because her imagination was the roaches were crawling over and she's literally hacking off chunks of her heart. Oh, God damn it!
I had to give you props. I assumed you were gonna jump right into when she's little, how she escapes.
I was being nice. I was being nice. I told you've been getting the shaft, man. Like
a well-placed, as soon as that, a well-placed
ankle break.
Yeah, where she trips over something and the bone just breaks, and I was like,
it was a metal anchor bolt. Yeah, for keeping people hostage and torturing them.
I was like, God damn it!
I looked at it, I was like, irony.
There was enough in this movie already to kind of make me squirm with just the amount of. Knives going into flesh and stuff like that. I didn't even need that.
You got it, buddy.
Yeah.
And there's a nice crunch. It was very audible.
But what's important about that scene is that when we flash back to her little girl when she escaped, the person haunting her is the lady that as she's running out, she sees her and she can't help her escape.
So it's her guilt?
Yeah. So she takes that mental image of that lady. And then later on, that's who is attacking her.
Her guilt is what made it her. But her showing up is because of the trauma. And what that group was trying to accomplish is what I'm gathering, right?
Well, because they don't go into the 15 years from when we see it show up to when she visits the
She's
family.
Just been looking for him, I guess. I don't know.
Which I appreciate, in, I guess, both movies, where you show all this and then it goes to years later, and then there's a family and they're just generic as shit. Like, hey, Bob, you going to try out for the team? And Dad's like, well, we got to get to work here. Yeah. And it's all generic. And then, somebody's at the door. Yep. And then shit's all fucked up. Yeah.
Shotgun blast. Lots and lots.
But both movies have it where they're like, hey, nice catch. It's a very sitcom day until chick shows up at the door.
Now, the big differences are that the original girl who was kidnapped that escaped died in the original.
She just died. She fucking killed herself.
Well, she killed herself, and where I was going with that is in the remake, she tries to kill herself and fails. Remember, she jumps off the balcony of the house.
Weak. Come on, man.
It's one floor.
It's still a weak attempt. And I had a feeling.
Kill yourself better.
I'm just saying.
Kill yourself better.
Watching the first one where she's like, raise a blade and let's make that necktie. To I'm gonna jump off this one floor. I mean, they're in the house. I mean, it's look.
Yeah.
I know it kill kids and Halloween ends, but we can't guarantee it's going to kill her in this, all right?
And what drove her to kill herself in the remake was just that woman was never going to leave her. Because she thought the whole reason she was killing the family in both movies was because she thought the evil woman she was seeing that was haunting her wanted her to do that for revenge for both of them. Because she recognized that's where the girl came from. Yeah, I did it.
I stopped them.
So that's the reason she killed herself in the remake. But in the original, if I remember right, she killed herself because the friend was actually trying to help the woman, the wife of the family, that's the one who broke her ankle, and she thought she wasn't believing her, and she didn't believe her. And right from that scene of her being mad at her for not believing her and helping the woman that tortured her, the creature, woman, ghost, ghoul thing comes back up, and then she runs outside and slits her throat.
Yeah.
So is it a mixture of is it just the woman still haunting her, or is it the fact that the only person in her life doesn't think believes her anymore?
I think it was a woman haunt. I think she just
really,
yeah.
But they made such a big deal. Like there was like a long scene of like her throwing shit at her and like dropping bookshelves on her and stuff. So like I think in the original it was partly because they didn't have that scene in the remake. So I think in the original one it wasn't just the woman haunting her.
I think they explained in the original how the girl discovers the family, which is they're in a newspaper.
Yeah.
Which is kind of fucking cocky, by the way. You're torturing this little girl for this period of time.
Mm-hmm.
She gets away, and then your fucking whole family is in the newspaper, doing whatever, like homing signal. Well, come get us.
Well, we also don't really know how far away they are from where the orphanage where they were growing up.
That's true.
They could have been in a completely different county that wouldn't have the fucking newspaper. So
maybe
we're assuming they're in the same area.
Yeah.
And in both films.
I do love that she asked, like, how old are you?
Oh, yeah.
You know what your parents did?
Yeah.
I think both movies are like, what answer doesn't get me shot? No answer. I'm fucking dead. All right. I'm fucking dead.
Oh, man.
But the direction of the original, our main girl that has all the trauma killed herself, and then her friend that was with an orphanage pretty much is like, okay, I guess I'm
helping you hide bodies.
Hide bodies. And then she discovers the secret thing and finds Cyclops and all that.
Yeah. While the friend is dead on the couch.
And if she had just got up and fucking left, her life would have been so much better.
Instead of having to, I mean, but I get it. If you find that, are you just going to leave her?
But I'm saying if she never found the secret entranceway.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, look, here's the deal. You go down, and there's blown up photos of dead motherfuckers, high gloss photos on this hallway.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm going to continue going down that hallway.
No.
This is some fucked up shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting the fuck out of Dodge. But she's like, oh, there's a ladder with another lock. I should go investigate. Bad idea. Bad idea. She just like, you're already getting the warning. Are you getting the danger, Will Robinson? Like, stop walking. You're going down the murder hallway, and you're like, huh, that's got a lock on.
Hey, man.
There's some shit that's so fucked up, it's locked up, and they've got photos of dead people on the wall.
But see, then it wouldn't be realistic, because how many people on a regular basis ignore giant red flags?
That's true.
All the fucking time. All the fucking time. You're like, sirens going off in their head. No, I'm going to keep going. It's fine. Fuck it.
Yeah, there's no reason this padlock would be anything bad.
No, not at all.
I'm just saying she should have gotten out instead. She gets
100%.
tortured. And definitely the original, it is a long breakdown process of her getting fed
whatever that gruel is, and like her friend, like in the American,
it look like mush peas.
In the American version, they show her blending it, but they don't show what she put in it. There's a scene where it goes from her getting her ass beat to like the blender going, and that's her food. But in the American version, she got like she got a couple screams, and they showed like a chainsaw or something.
The big difference between the two is we're with this one girl and her whole path of being tortured and
she's getting the shit kicked out of her.
And they were in a time crunch in the remake, so they go, what took a period of months of her getting fucked up and tortured and beaten up, we're going to do in the matter of a day, but we're not going to have just that character. We're going to have her friend that still has a trauma and the girl that they discover. Mm-hmm. And so there is no one person having all this on.
No, you got the little girl and the girl that was tortured earlier in her life, locked up. They didn't touch the little girl, but they were fucking with the original girl, while the friend is outside crawling through. She had to crawl through an unimaginable amount of shit and piss and 5 football fields.
The people that are in charge of taking her out are pretty slack, because they apparently didn't put enough whatchamacallit on her mouth to kill her. And then they didn't think about, as they're burying her, the giant pipe that's right. I was like, come on.
That they showed him clearing out for in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, dude, as soon as I saw her crawl, I immediately was Morgan Freeman, Shawshank, dude. Yeah. It was like...
through 5 football fields of shit.
Yeah, dude.
I literally thought about that last night, too. You can't help it, because she pops out of that pipe, and you're like, yep.
And then you got the Family Guy version with Cleveland, like, I'll never know why he picked the night after Taco Tuesday.
Yeah.
Dude. All right. So, yeah, that is a big deal. We're jumping between mainly 2 people and then the actual group, like the lady that runs it. Like, they're having conversations. We've got our friend who's outside of the house. We've got the original OG, kid that got fucked up inside the house. Where, yeah, in the original one, it's just this girl, and dude, like, that dude is beating the fuck out of her.
Seriously.
The sound, whoever did the sound on that film, they must have just been hitting stakes. Like, because holy shit.
Her eyes are just swollen shut. She's getting fucked
dude, you
up.
just see him, like, even like when she can't stand, he just, all right, on the bed, and he picks her up. Just, I mean, right cross, she falls over, picks her up. I mean, just repeatedly.
But both movies where the evil old lady, her whole goal is, I want to know what is happening in afterlife, what they see. Because their eyes are showing that they're experiencing something. So, and in the original movie, she whispers after she's flayed and fucked up and like experiencing the most, I guess, closest you could be to death. She tells the old lady
something.
Yeah. And the old lady, pretty much, they're like, they bring the whole cult of people and they're like, she's going to announce it. And she's like, nah, just gun to my head, which is kind of interpretational of like, is it so impactful that she's like, well, I need to go join this shit right now.
Yeah.
Or that it was absolutely nothing and bullshit and her whole life and her whole goal of torturing other people was bullshit.
And the
world
could
go either way.
May never know.
Thank you, first movie, for making it that questionable thing of, I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Where the remake says, no, never mind. The priest overhears it.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the dumbest fucking lines ever, where her friend's at the level of death whispers in her ear, and the priest behind her goes, I heard what she said, and then shoots himself in the head. What? It was fucking stupid. That was fucking.
The ending was
she's
fucking
whispering.
stupid.
She's on the brink of death, and her friend's the only one. But the priest isn't like ear up next to, like his ear's not right next to her friend.
Yeah.
He's standing behind. He goes, I heard what she said, and then kills himself.
And
it's fucking.
And I'm
stupid.
sorry, when the friend crawls next to OG trauma kid and looks up at whatever the fucking light is, and you see her eyes shift, and she goes to that place. Comparatively, what the fuck did they go through?
They flash back to them on the merry-go-round.
Yeah. What the fuck
singing that
did they go through in comparison to the French film that would make them see the light or whatever?
The rescue chick from the chick trying to rescue the trauma girl, she got stabbed and shot, but she should not have been close on the brink of death compared to like what the other one was going through. But they also had to make the American happy ending where the little girl escapes the house, finds a tractor, and the cops show up. Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares if the cops showed up? Shit's already gone down. They've killed a bunch of motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
You know what your OG says? Old lady kills herself. The end.
Yep.
The end.
And you still get, and it's even more sad when you see the flashback scenes of the two as little girls.
You know what I didn't care about in any way? Did anybody contact the cops about this?
No.
I don't fucking care. This movie goes, just in case you were wondering, the little girl got away.
Yeah.
And she informed the police officers. Like, I don't fucking care, dude.
Cares.
I don't fucking care.
No, give zero fucks. Now,
I'd like to know what she whispered in the ear.
Yes.
But that's about it.
And actually that was, I'm glad we didn't find out. Like I really, as I'm watching it, I'm like, oh shit, she's gonna kill. Oh, I guess we don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a suitcase
there
of
we
Pulp
go.
Fiction.
Yeah.
There's no reason to tell us.
There's no reason to tell us. Now, I've got to give the original. I mean, the remake, there was a lot of practical effects, except for there's a couple shotgun blasts that weren't. But like the cutting, the scalpel, all that stuff, it was practical.
When they showed it.
God damn. It was like the shovel kill to the head. Remember, there was a beheading that didn't really show much.
Yeah.
But the original, the practical effects in that fucking movie are phenomenal. Especially the flailed body at the end.
Holy shit.
Like when you see her show back, I didn't know that's what they were doing. That's the thing. You don't know what's happening. She just tells him like,
because they take the scissors and they cut her clothing off.
Yeah.
And they take the scissors again.
And then you see her face like, oh, she's getting fucked up, but what are they doing? And all you know leading up to that part is the lady, not the head lady, the older lady, but the younger doctor lady's like, you got one more step. You're almost there. And you're like, what the fuck else could they do to her?
Yeah.
Oh, that.
Yeah. Everything but your face is no longer your skin.
Dude, it looks like Hellraiser.
It really did.
It looked like fucking Hellraiser.
It was like Frank Stage 2.
Exactly. Oh, man. But the practical effects were phenomenal on that. You couldn't tell it was a suit.
Dude, when they have her laying in the gel to kind of keep her alive or comfortable.
I guess it's to like
you can
cool
see
her.
The fucking veins outside.
Yeah.
Ah, damn, dude.
And she was completely enclosed
in
like a glass case with that gel. So I guess it's because she's a raw nerve, she would just get infected and die. But like, how do you heal from that?
You tap your body on anything, and like 1,000 nerves are like, go fuck yourself. And the fact that you're alive is, I mean,
if so, there's no skin left. How do you heal from that?
You don't.
Yeah,
you're just dying.
Or would your like face skin slowly grow out?
That would be really weird. down to the neck.
Yeah.
I'm working towards the boobs.
Yeah, no, that movie was really hard to watch at times. It really was, and I and we're saying this as giant Terrifier fans.
It's
like,
so much
this
shit.
is so much fucked up shit, but God, they do a great job with the
and
original.
They give two shits about killing like what the the daughter of the family who hides under the bed, and she's like, "Sorry, your blood, you're made by the people that tortured me, so you got to go too."
Yeah, bye.
Yep,
bye. Well, there's no way the whole family. Well, we know the parents knew, but there's no way both kids didn't know.
Oh, real quick, I will even throw out that the mom that shot is still alive. Original, she gets the fucking hammer to the head. That was intense. The remake, at least, she takes a knife and
it was an intense. Scene.
But it was not nearly as hardcore.
None of this movie was hardcore at all in comparison to the original,
except for they showed one lift of the skin when they're doing the flailing in the remake.
Yeah, you're okay. You're right.
That's the one.
It was like half a second.
That's a half a second. Yeah.
It was it.
They get a half a second. That's all they get.
That's all we get. I'm like, you motherfuckers.
The original gets the entire movie. The remake gets half a second. Or if you want to do the beheading, I guess we'll give them a minute and a second.
Yeah, something like that. Fuck me, man. All right, that's going to wrap it up for us talking about the two films, Martyrs, the 2008 and the 2015 remake. Before we give you our final verdict, please ask you to go to GIPodcast.com. Check out all the other shows on the network, as well as going to our links page and our link to TeePublic and Etsy, which are the two sites to get merch from. TeePublic is tons of designs, tons of things you can get the designs on. Etsy's just restricted to shirts as of now. So but make sure to hit that up. And also go to hit us up at lowdownbrown.gui@gmail.com. Let us know what you think about either of these films.
Have you seen them? The other? Both? Yeah.
Let us know. And all right. Yeah, that remake's a filler. It's completely unnecessary.
It's the great value version of the original. It's the Walmart generic. We took some of the beats, but you might spend a little extra. Spend a little time.
Yeah, and they're both.
I think the running time is also a pretty big difference. I think the original there has to be at least 20 more minutes in the original.
The original was 147. I think the remake was 128.
Yeah, and you can tell because they just cut corners.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. They're the great value generic for. Well, it's pretty much like Coke, just a little off here or there. No, it's a lot off. All right? Tastes like shit.
And at the time of recording, the original was on Tubi, and the remake is on Prime, which I don't know if that means it's Shudder.
Actually, I think the remake's also on Tubi.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have both options. Depends how much you want commercials.
If I had to sit through commercials with the remake, I'd have been fucking furious. Are you kidding?
Oh, I didn't. I watched it on Prime. But
I was like, God damn. I'd say I didn't know it was on Tubi too.
Yeah.
They
suggested when I was done with the original, I said, do you want to see us do it again, but in a bad way?
You didn't know that at first.
Yeah.
Could have been good.
I know.
Because we've had that. We've had Let the Right One In and Let Me In. I mean, Let Me In is stylized, but it was still good.
I mean, I'll throw it out there. We had where the remake was superior to the original.
Speak No Evil. Yeah.
Speak No Evil, where I will take that version than the OG.
Where, like I said, with both the Let Me In or Let the Right One In, I can watch either one.
Yeah.
And be fine.
Yeah.
I just whatever mood suits me.
No reason to watch the remake of Martyrs. Ever.
No, just watch the original. No, okay, there is a reason if you just don't want it to feel like a horror movie.
Yeah, and you're like, this acting, if you watch the original, you go, this acting's really good. Can I see the same dialogue pretty much, but with worse acting?
Yeah.
So, or you just like the dad from Halloween 2018, and you want to see him as a bad guy. He's the bad guys in. And you're just like, I want some randomness. That's about it.
Yeah. All right. So that's the final thought. It is a filler. God damn it. And it could have been good. You know what? This is directly like Last Shift and Malum.
Yeah, it is.
Exactly like bullshit. That. Except at least Malum gave us equal amounts of gore.
But Malum had that dumb fucking mask thing. Dude. God damn it. That pentagram flesh dumbass thing. Oh,
but that's how I would compare this original remake.
I'll say that this had the priest going, I heard what she said, and then chops up. That's almost the equivalent of the stupid pentagram face.
Of the starfish pentagram
face. It's so fucking stupid.
All right. So if you remember us from releasing that last year, that's the level we feel about this fucking remake.
Yeah, pentagram face.
All right. Until we talk to you again, embrace the madness.
us at GUIpodcast.com.